All right, so I want to talk about this today because it's something that I'm dealing with myself. So, this idea of jumping ship before we reach the destination. So, I went live a while ago and I talked about how God is dealing with me in that, how I feel like God is the captain of my ship. And I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise ship, but on the ship at nighttime, you can't see anything for miles. Like when you're in the middle of the ocean, it's so overwhelming. It can be really, really scary because you're just kind of sitting there like, I can't see anything. And we're really putting our lives in the hand of this captain who's, using all this technology and his know-how to get us from point A to point B. And so in the same way, God should be the captain of our ship, right? Like I say this out of my mouth, God is the captain of my ship. But then when it gets dark and it's nighttime and I can't see where we're going and it feels like there's no land ahead, then I feel like, okay, God, do you know what you're doing? Because I don't know if you know what you're doing, right? And I'm feeling like I want to jump ship. I'm feeling like I need to get in this little safety boat. I need to go figure it out and go to the land, go or either go back to shore or go somewhere else. And I'm really not trusting him to be captain of the ship. And so I also brought up this example about how, as captains of ships, like they make decisions based on what they know. If there's a storm they're trying to avoid in their usual route to the island or wherever they're going, they're going to avoid that ship and circumvent somewhere else, like some other way to get to this same island, to get to the same destination, except it's going to take a little bit longer. And I feel like in our lives, God does that too. Like he allows us to avoid the trauma and the drama by taking us the long way sometimes. And so we feel like, God, you're not getting me there fast enough. You're not getting me there the easiest route. Why are you making this so hard? Why do I have to go around all these islands, so to speak, and all these other boats to figure out where to go? These other people are getting there earlier than me. The itinerary is messed up, whatever it is. And so if you've never been on a cruise, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But to make it plain, I feel like in a lot of ways, we jump ship before we reach our destination. We say, okay, God, I'm out before we get to our destination that he wants us to get to because we feel like we haven't reached our destination fast enough, the easiest way. We feel like we know better and we don't. We don't, but yet we sit up here and we criticize God all the time. And so this is something that I'm working with on myself. It's really hard because as a creative, I know where I want to go. I know exactly where I want to be. And so I really have to wrestle with the fact that even though I know where I want to go, it might not be where God wants me to be. It may not be where God wants me to go. And so I can have all the dreams, I can have all the aspirations, but if it's not in God's itinerary, then we're not going to go. And so it's been really difficult because I feel discouraged, I feel weighted down, I feel heavy because things aren't happening as fast as I want them to. And when, you start to reroute, you're like, wait, we're supposed to be going to Bahamas. Why are we going to St. Lucia? I don't know. I'm just picking islands here. I have no idea how close they are together. But the captain knows stuff that we don't know. The captain has the itinerary, but he also has the big picture. Me on the boat with my little eyes peering into the night sky and the ocean, and all I see is blackness. I don't know what's ahead. I don't know what's out there. I don't know the first thing about captaining a ship. I don't know the first thing about sailing. But this person who is way more wise than me, way more experienced, right, who can make an educated decision based on the weather or, whatever, if there's unrest on an island or something, they can make a better decision than I can make in my own little small view. And so I'm trying to make these huge decisions with my own little limited view when God has the huge picture. He has the whole story. He has a whole thing put together himself. He knows what he's doing. And I'm just like, no, God, we need to go this way. We need to do this thing. And he's like, girl, sit down, right? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going off of my emotions. I'm going off of guessing when he has the whole picture. He has the whole map. And I feel like as creatives, sometimes we jump ship before it's time. And therefore, we abandon the process. We abandon what could have been because what could be is not what we wanted, or it's not happening as fast as we want to happen. And so if God is the captain of my ship, if he is the captain of my life, then why can't I trust him to make captain-like decisions? Why is it so hard to let go of the reins when I don't know the first thing about sailing? And it's because control. Because when I feel like I'm out of control, when I feel like I'm not in control of the narrative of my life, then I feel like I'm not God. And I think that's the problem is like, I'm not God and I was never meant to play God, but yet I'm taking on these God-like emotions and these God-like decisions. And God is like, would you just let me captain the ship? Would you just let me captain the ship? Again, you might be peering into the fog or the night sky and it might be dark and you might feel like you're going nowhere, you're getting nowhere fast, you're not doing anything. But I implore you to stay on that ship. I implore you to not jump out of ship and go back because you could be so close or you could be on your way somewhere better. Like God has ideas for us, bigger and better ideas than we can ever dream for ourselves. Like it's amazing how we think like in our small mind, oh, this would be amazing. And then later on we figure out, oh, actually this is better, right? So even if the dream is to become this, multimillionaire, this really famous person, and then it doesn't end up happening, but you end up building a family instead and you end up having kids, and these kids light up when they see you and you realize there's no better audience for me than my children. I feel like even that is better than fame and fortune for some people. And again, that's just for some people. But seeing your child's face light up when they see you, for a lot of people, this is my life's mission. And I would have never gotten there if I was trying to go my own way. I would have never gotten to this place where I feel whole and secure and I feel like I'm important. Because as I said before, I feel like a lot of people want fame and fortune because they want to feel important. They want to feel like they are somebody. And if they're not doing the work, and if people haven't been affirming them that they are somebody, then they're going to chase it in all these random people and numbers and all this other stuff that doesn't really matter. But if you have this idea that you matter beyond the numbers, beyond the fans, beyond the money, then you're set, you're good. But for a lot of people, it takes them rerouting a different way to get to the place that God wants us to be. Contentment, the island of contentment, being content in whatever season, whatever island we're in, going on with this example. I really feel like God wants us to be content wherever we are. And so I'm doing the work every day to trust the captain of my ship, right? To trust the captain of my life, allow him to take the reins, to take the steering wheel or whatever it's called. And also trying to remain content in the process. And no matter how fast we're going or how slow we're going, understanding that he has the destination in mind and he knows where we're going. He knows what to avoid. He knows the best way to get there. And he's going at the pace that he sets, and he's going at the pace that he wants for me, that he desires for me, because I want to be well, I want to be whole, I want to be in his will when I get there. I don't want to be, washed ashore, all raggedy, without my things, in this boat. I don't know the first thing about navigation. And so it's silly to think that this is the first time we've ever lived life. God has been around for forever. And it's amazing that we think that in our limited years of being on earth that we have it all figured out better than God. It's amazing to me, but we do this all the time. I do this all the time. And so I implore you to stop jumping ship before you reach the destination. You don't know what you're doing. And what are you going to do? Jump into the midnight sea and you can't see anything? You know how scary that would be? I would be horrified if I was in the middle of the ocean. That's one of my fears, is to be in the middle of the ocean at nighttime and you can't see anything. All you can do is hear stuff. Stuff is like swimming by you. Like it's horrible. But it's safer on the ship. It's safer with him. It's safer with him. And this idea that somehow we are more experienced or more knowledgeable or more wise than God is crazy. And so if God is really the God of your life, I don't care if you're spiritual or not, I really think that it's important to trust the timing of your life, to trust how fast your ship is going, to trust where it's going, if it's rerouting and going a different way. Trust that process as well, and really just be content on that ship. There are so many things to do on that ship. On a cruise ship, you can go dancing, you can eat your heart out. You can do all this other stuff. Like you can eat until you pass out, you can swim. Like there are so many things to do on that ship, but yet we're so focused on navigation that we're missing out on the joys of our everyday lives. Like imagine if you paid $1,000 to go on a cruise and then you're in the captain's room trying to figure out, oh, how does this stuff work? Let's do this. Like, oh no, we need to go here and here and here. When the captain is like, there's a whole deck full of events for you to focus on. I created this life to be fun for you, to be full for you. And I feel like we missed out on the joy in our lives trying to figure out what's next. We missed out on the joy of our lives trying to be captain of our own ship when we're not qualified. We're going to be frustrated. We're not qualified to do the thing. So instead, enjoy the ride, enjoy the cruise, take a nap. You know what I'm saying? Go to the pool, like whatever that looks like in your own life. Just take every day by day, and be content in the day by day and understand that whatever is happening, wherever you are, is where you're supposed to be. How fast you're going, that's how fast you're supposed to be going. It's where you're supposed to be. So I hope that you get some encouragement from this. I know I did. I'm working through this currently. And keep creating, keep making the stuff. Keep trusting the captain of your ship. Keep trusting the timing of your life. Keep enjoying the life that you have. Find contentment today, because I promise you, if you're not content today and you get everything you want and get to the destination, you will never be content. You will never be happy. Find joy in the simple things of today, and I promise you that your life will be 10 times better. Okay? So until next episode, you guys, I will talk to you soon. I love you. Keep creating. You matter. What you make matters. Your life matters. And where you are today, it matters. Even in process, it matters. So revel in that. Enjoy that. Enjoy the life that you have today. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.